Hello and welcome to this video about pedagogy for transformation and evolution. My name is Harriet Fagerholm. I'm a teacher and a co-creative guide and also a healer.
Welcome to everyone who is listening to us. My name is Victoria Subirana. I'm a teacher and I spent 30 years of my life teaching pedagogy for transformation, the method of evolution, in Nepal, working in the marginalized areas and with destitute children.
And we have now come together to share our understanding of why the evolution of the mind is so important in today's world, combining the wisdom we have learned both in the West and in the East. But we see a common need for all of us, whether it's children, youth, or adults, that we need to become aware of the power of the mind. And what can we do concretely every day to foster our intentions, to become aware of our objectives and goals? And I have been now introduced to Victoria's powerful practices, developed and tested with thousands of people already during all these years. And now I feel it's the time, we feel it's a time to come together to spread this all over the world. And we hope that these videos we will be making will help you to get inspiration for your own evolution of your mind.
Yes, Harriet's words are very empowering and very inspiring for me, because when I first left for Nepal, I was a very young girl, let's say on my 20s, 26, 27. And I thought that my vocation was very strong as a teacher. And I also had the chance to acquire a specific knowledge to perform my daily practice with accuracy and quality and dignity. But what happened was, when I first reached there 30 years ago, I realized that in the so-called academic curriculum, there were subjects that were not part of the teaching profession, that they were neglected. And for me, at that very moment, the absence of those contents were more relevant, evident, and necessary than having an expertise in teaching language, mathematics, history, or science. At that very time, I understood that the subjects that are related to the acknowledgement and study of the mind, how mind works, how the acknowledgement of our minds has a direct impact into our thoughts, into our words, into our emotions, and into our actions. And how the people who discover that secret, it's like having the key to the human empowerment and the happiness and the projection of the good and important achievements in life. And those who are deprived from this knowledge are drifting into places that even they don't know they are leading to. That discovery showed the path of my own personal growth, because from that I learned to reform my negative habits that were acquired without any training, but by listening to others, by repeating and reproducing the wrong actions of my family patterns, my teachers, the presidents of the country, or even the actors or the influencers. And at that very time, when I discovered that, I understood that there is a need for us to understand this precious knowledge. And it's like an insult that in our 21st century, the schools do not take into consideration that the study of the mind, it's not only to talk about emotions, the nowadays so-called emotional intelligence. It's just a small part of Harriet and I are talking about. It's just the 0.5% of the total discovery of the mind, which includes emotions, it includes words, includes actions, includes the development of a character, the development of habits, the development of virtues, the development of good intentions. And I would like to say that when I first met Harriet, I felt that finally there was someone whom I could at least share, because I have been walking a path of loneliness, because I was not understood. I was just discovering that by myself and with the help of my teachers. But there was no fashion. There was no meeting point. I was feeling myself like I did not belong to this planet. And finally, I met my soul sister, the one who came across with the same discovery from her own research, being an investigator. And it's a joy of life when you meet someone that has the different body, but your same beliefs and the same soul. So I really pray for all your good wishes that our co-creation continues. And as you said, our love and the experience of our work will generate time and again many positive changes.
Mhm. That is our intention. And you know, when two minds come together with a shared passion and purpose, with a shared intention to improve uh, things for humanity, for the whole, with a perspective, we invite you all to become part of this, because this is what the new time we have now entered in will require from us, that we come together to share and amplify our intentions to strengthen the good. And for me, my journey started with, when did I realize that I had a mind? And when did I realize that I could do something about my condition? And why did I have to do something about my condition? I had been a teacher in professional education for 13 years. I become aware of the old-fashioned way of trying to share knowledge by lecturing, by giving the knowledge and hoping that somebody will pick something up from what I am speaking about. I realized very soon that this is a very limited way of teaching. I was part of a fabulous group where we got the ignition to completely renovate the way we were teaching and learning. So we created a learning community of collaborative learners, teachers, students. We were all exploring the reality together. We started to come together in small groups. We learned to identify what is the real problem here, what kind of questions can we make. So we became investigators of the learning subject, and that whole thing changed. My life turned upside down. And then I understood the power we have. But I also understood that my old patterns, like Victoria was saying, they were not serving me anymore, because I tried to hold on, I tried to control, and I was not really open to be with other people in such a profound way. I had not been given the skills. So I suffered from a burnout when I was 38 years old. This is now more than 15 years ago. And my life was kind of hitting a point where I realized there was an inner voice saying, change or die. And I didn't understand a thing. What is this about? What is wrong with my life? When, if you look at it from the outside, it looked very perfect. I'd had everything in a Western, measurements to say. But inside, I was in a complete mess. And we have the trend now of mental diseases and mental challenges worldwide, at least in the West. I was part of that wave, reacting to something, that something is not right. I had to go on my quest to find back my own life and to find my own mind and start working with it. And I started to explore and investigate. And I realized that I had to be very aware of my thoughts, my goals, and above all, my beliefs. What are the underlying beliefs that are guiding my behavior? What do I believe about the world? What do I believe about life? Who are the teachers? And what can I do about my situation? Those were my questions and my situation. And it was because my life was threatened and I had to do it. And I feel with all of you now in the world today, where you feel that the foundation of your life is falling apart, where the old beliefs, may it be religion, may it be teachings, may it be economy, we see around us that what can we really believe in? Are there good values driving our behaviors out there? Our politics, our economy. We see the situation all over the world. We are waking up to a new reality. So what do we need in order to cope with all this? This is what we want to work with, and also bring in these skills into national curriculum in the future education. That is our big mission and goal, at least how I look at it from my perspective. Because we all would have needed these skills. And for me to learn as an adult has been much more challenging than Victoria's students they have learned these skills from small, and they have reformed their lives from their poverty and their, very challenging situations. But it's possible for us adults too, but it would have been much easier to learn it earlier.
We'll do it together. I think for today, to start with is more than enough. And I hope that our audience will be increasing from day to day. And thank you so much for giving us this opportunity of sharing. And we hope to see you in every video we produce.
Yes, we will be sharing the concrete practices that Victoria has developed. And I have come to notice that if you decide to start to do those practices on a daily basis, even as short as 10 minutes, but even the maximum of half an hour a day, you can really make a big, big change. And we want to create a community also where we support each other in these changes, to believe that we can do something about the circumstances in the world. We are not victims of our circumstances.
Exactly.
We can change by empowering ourselves, and through that we empower others. So become a part of this empowerment movement for changing the world. We can change the situation. And you can find out about us on the Facebook pages, Pedagogy for Transformation, Victoria Subirana, and my Facebook page is at the moment called InTune, Live with Passion and Purpose. And by watching our videos, we hope you will get some inspiration.
Yes, and if you want to know about the previous projects in Nepal, which do not exist anymore because I'm on a new endeavor to open up all this to the world after 30 years of having the opportunity to prove that this is not about a theory anymore. It is not on the intellectual level, but it has been 30 years of success in a very difficult country. So now we will attempt to do this in the world. If you want to find out about the origin, you can go to the webpage, Schools for Transformation, and you will get the past history there. But that's past. Now we are starting a new endeavor. Thank you very much.